live. Let's see, we're inking Kazu. See, I've got lighting coming from here. Lighting coming from here. Ooh, hello. I was about to say, it feels really lonely in this channel right now. Hey, while you're in here, feel free to call out anything if you notice it, since this is just a test stream. Hey, girl. Hey, when are you gonna get your Twitch up and running? So we can watch you do that hair tutorial you've been promising us for how long? just kidding. Not really. Soon. Oh, I bet. Thanks. How's the quality of the stream? I'm getting a lag on my end, but as long as that's not something that viewers are seeing, I don't really care. Perfect. Yeah, I don't know what drove me to start a Kazu sketch the other day, but it was like over lunch and I just had this weird inkling to I don't know, do some type of character sketching, and I was like, I can't think of anything else. I guess I'll just do this. I've been getting bored with doing so much 3D at work. Kind of want to just get back to doing some sketching of some sort. Oh, using the PS4 remote, huh? Do you have an actual remote, or is it just the PS4 controller? I've heard there's an actual remote you can get now. I need to do that because I'm sick of using my controller as a remote. Yeah, yeah, I hate it. It's fine until you have to type something. Yeah, this is way too complicated. Let's simplify this out a little bit. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, so I've actually been thinking a little bit more about that because I couldn't figure out if I wanted to do something that was animated or if I wanted to do something that was, I don't know, more like a comic book or a graphic novel or something. I'm thinking now I might just go ahead and do something in comic format first. Kind of prove out the idea that way, and then maybe think about doing something animated later. So yes, thank you. I should just get off my ass and do an actual comic already. God, this is not turning out the way I wanted it. Like overcomplicating the shapes or something. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Let's see. And then the jacket needs to read as leather, so probably gonna rely a lot more on some solid blacks for this. Let's see. Musculature will be something like this underneath. So yeah. Yeah, well, I mean that's kind of what I was thinking for a while is like I've gone through the process of working on an animated show before, so I know everything that's involved in doing it. Plus, I could probably get some people to help me out. But I mean, still, that's a lot of work. I mean, there's no reason to not be able to do it. It's totally doable. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of work. Sweet. I've got one recruit. Fantastic. Let's see. Go ahead and shade this. Get this in here. Yeah, so I think just to make my life a little easier, what I'm going to do is just kind of block in where these blacks are going to sit, and then maybe shade on top of that a bit, and then call it quits for this one. So this will be dark, this will be dark, this will be dark, that will be dark. Oh, no, that was a mistake. Nope, no, 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 no. That will be dark. This will be dark. That will be dark. That will be dark. And let's see. Yeah, I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do with that. Okay. Combine all that. Yeah. God, that collar I think is just way too over detailed. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see once I get the rest of these blacks knocked in. I gotta be careful. It's getting to the point where I'm at work and like I'm spending way too much brain power thinking about doing like personal projects and working on stuff like this. And then I start to get frustrated because it makes me not want to work on what I'm supposed to be working on. Like, I don't want to work on this. I'd rather work on fun, cool stuff. I mean, what I'm doing at work is fun, but it's, I don't know. It's somehow not as rewarding. Oh well. God, I am loving this ink brush that's in, that's just default to Photoshop. It's called Kyle Ultimate Inking Thick and Thin. Like, literally, that's the only thing I use. I've got like one other brush I started experimenting with the other day. It's got this kind of ink brush feel, like a thicker brush that you would knock in like, you know, massive amounts of like black or something. It's so awesome because it gives this like really textural like paint effect. And then like once you start drawing into it or racing through it and blending it with just the regular like ink lines, like it creates this really interesting texture. I'm using it on this Skeletor piece that I'm working on. Yeah, that's pretty common. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's after a while, it's like I feel like I've got to actually get in there and work on something personal, because otherwise it just starts wreaking havoc with my studio work. Manga studio, yeah. So I've been looking at that because I've read a couple of not tutorials. What am I thinking? I've read a couple of little like tips and tricks articles by some digital comic artists, and I swear like everybody is using Manga Studio or Clip Studio or whatever. And I was actually watching some videos on it the other day, just kind of looking at the brushes and everything, and I mean, it seems legit. I should probably just go ahead and try it. I mean, enough people I know have recommended it at this point, so I guess I'm just hesitant to try out yet another drawing program. It's like I'm already having to learn a bunch of new 3D software right now, so it's kind of like just one more thing I'm gonna have to learn how to do. Let's see, so I like to keep a certain flow, like a predominant flow to all of my value lines, so like everything is kind of doing this number. There's like a directionality to where everything is sweeping, so I'm going to try to maintain that, so everything is kind of sweeping down like that. So to maintain that, just maintains this like really interesting sense of like movement. Yeah, I think I would only be using it for comic book art. I don't think I would use it for like digital painting or anything. I mean, unless, you know, it just because there's a couple of people I follow on YouTube who are also using it for digital painting, and I mean, it looks legit. I mean, it looks like it does exactly what it needs to. But yeah, I'm not sure that I want to go and learn another piece of software, unless it's really gonna, you know, affect my workflow in a big way. But yeah, I should probably give it a try, even just to test it out. Does Clip Studio have like a demo version of it that you can download, just like a trial, so you can try it out, or? Oh, no worries. If you don't know offhand, I can certainly go check it out. I was just wondering if maybe you knew. Yeah, I mean, I'd totally be down for getting a like a demo version of it and trying it for sure. Oh, that's looking nice. I'm digging that. I mean, I feel like I've been experimenting a lot lately with just different ways of. Oh, it's a 30-day trial. Sweet. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I feel like I've been doing a lot of experimentation lately with just how I block in values and stuff like that. I've been discovering some interesting tricks along the way. Neat tricks. this up a little bit since this is tucked underneath. Yeah, I was talking to a buddy the other day, and he was saying, like, I mean, not you know, that I'm trying to do this or whatever, but he was like, yeah, if you ever wanted to do comic books professionally, or, you know, for a full-time gig or whatever, he's like, you'd have to learn how to maybe do more indications of detail than actual detail, just because it takes so long to knock this stuff in. And I was like, yeah, I should probably start thinking about that. Like, just figuring out ways that you can imply a lot of it without having to throw down so much line and rely on that for all your detail. Yeah, that's exactly right. But I love all my details. I'm kind of a detail whore. I just love the look of all the line. Layers, yeah. Yeah. See, but that's what's cool about doing your own, like, creator owned stuff. Like, I mean, you can kind of just take your time, unless you're doing a monthly, but yeah, adjustments. Yeah, I'm kind of like that with my digital paintings. I end up with 1,000 layers. So I've been doing this thing a lot lately where, and you can see I did it up here on the hair, where it's like I block in all of these relatively solid blacks, and then I go in with an eraser that's, you know, super, super thin. Like, yeah, that kind of works. And then I'll find all the places that look like maybe they need to be blended, or maybe there'd be some bounce light or whatever. And then let's see if I can find a good example of it. And then, yeah, I just kind of start erasing the line back into it, and it creates a pretty interesting effect. Like over here where it seems like it would start to kind of flatten out, you know, the shoulder area and the back, is like I might come in here, start kind of erasing through it, giving it some texture. Oh no, these ones are going to be public. Yeah. Yeah, the patron only ones, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do those on YouTube. like switching up the angles of the lines just a little bit, almost like a crosshatch, just to give it a little bit of texture through there. Just like a couple of random little lines here and there can like make a ton of difference. It just gives it like this sense of energy that I just love. Like it sort of it retains this pseudo graphic but also kind of detailed liney look, which is interesting. Let's see, probably blend it a little bit here. Oh, thank you. Yeah, oh, man, I grew up on Jim Lee's stuff. I was all about some 90s X-Men when I was a kid. Yeah. What? And then where you got some folds, you can go in there and cut it out. Where the leather sort of stretches across the back muscle. Put that in there. Oh yeah, there we go. Ooh, that's hot. Follow my own line direction here. Oh, that's a good idea. That's actually a really good idea. Yeah, I think for this one, it's like, because it's just a test, like I kind of wanted to, you know, get through it and make sure that all my settings and stuff are going to be good, and that the like the stream quality was going to be decent and all that. But yeah, I'll definitely do that next time. I think what I'll do is I'm probably going to cut this stream in a second, and then yeah, the next part is going to be doing the colors, so I'll get some references and stuff like that, and then when I'm going to do like a for real stream, then I'll go ahead and post up. Yeah, put it on Twitter and Discord for sure. Yeah, that's a good idea. I wouldn't have thought of that. Thank you. Is his collar right here supposed to be leather as well? I can't remember. Because I might need to re-render this thing. Okay, so that's supposed to be the same material as, so all of this is the same material, right? A belt thing? What, up here? I just need to go hunt down an image. Yeah, because if this is supposed to be the same material, then yeah, I need to re-render this because this isn't right. It needs to match what I've done here. Okay. Fantastic. Cool, thank you. Get rid of my lighting reminders because I don't need that at this point. Yeah, I did a search for Kazu the other day. Once I realized, I was like, yeah, I think I'll do a Kazu sketch. And then I saw a bunch of little grabs from the poster. And so that's where I got the idea for him to be posed like this. I was like, eh, that's kind of cool. It's kind of badass. Let's do that. Loop it through the leather. Okay. I might just do that next time. I don't feel like tearing this apart right now. But cool. Yeah, I should have had a reference up, and I kind of jumped in a little too early. Because, yeah, I got to go back in. I got to do the yokai patch. I got to just at least hint at whatever's here. I'm not really going to shade it because I want to kind of fade out the detail towards the corners. And I also need to refine the design of the shoulder guard. And I don't remember exactly what all the details are. Like, I kind of fudged it in, but I need to make sure that that's exactly what it looks like. Cool. Sweet. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here for now and then go grab some references, and I might hop back in or no, but cool. I love how you do beards. Oh, thank you. Actually, I did that. I used that same erase back into technique for some of this. Like, so there's something that I picked up from Andy Kubert back in the day when he was doing X-Men, and he would let the beard hair sort of double as value on the cheek areas. And so even though like here, actually, let me just create a new layer and I'll just do it again. So basically what he would do is he would be like, okay, well, you know, like if you imagine like how people like, you know, draw out the mouth, you know, kind of like this or whatever, like he would go in there and actually use the hair, he would draw it out so that it was following those lines. so that it was hair, but it's also kind of its value, and it's kind of two birds with one stone type of a thing. My only problem with that is it doesn't follow the way that hair grows. So if it's around this area, it sort of does, right? But as you start working your way up the face, like he would still do this number, but that's not the way that the hair grows. It starts to kind of straighten out a little bit more. So it's kind of like you would have to have it going straight, you know, more like that, and then it would have to start transitioning down to be more like this, and then it would have to start transitioning, it would have to start rotating, so the direction would have to rotate around the face, so it doesn't start to read as value anymore. And even like this over here is not really all that accurate, right? Like it would have to be a little more straight like that. So I kind of do a blend of those two techniques, like trying to make it a little more realistic, but then also using it as value. So what I did was I kind of drew out all of that, and then I went through and I erased back into it to start, you know, getting the directionality to feel a little better. It's still not exactly the way that it would grow, but you know, it's, I don't know, you can buy it as a beard when you see it. I don't know. I guess there's no right way of doing it. It's just I have a hang up about certain things like that, where it's like when I look in the mirror, my beard doesn't actually grow like that, so I kind of have to fudge it to look a little bit more like what I'm used to seeing. Anyway, useless information. But anyways, I think I'm gonna cut this. So yeah, I'm gonna consider this a successful first stream, and yeah, thank you for the feedback and for helping me test. Cool. All right, well, I'm off for now. Have a good night, and yeah, when I do another stream, I'll go ahead and post up about it in the Discord and on Twitter and see. So, cool. All right, see you later.